Hello, Tiffany here with Crafty Creations. Today's project is for Crafty Stamp Co. and it is in relation to their January Crafty Crew Kit release that is actually on sale for pre-order now. And I'm going to be using the kit. I think I'll be using all of the kit again today for this project. And what it is I'm actually going to be making a teacup pin cushion. So unfortunately, I'm not really sure what happened except for that I didn't press record. So I missed all of the coloring of the hair and the shirt, and unfortunately, that's a sad story. It happens though, as YouTubers. Either you forget to press record or your video goes corrupt. So anyway, you will get to see me finish coloring the character for our creation today. I really actually mostly just was wanting the coloring of the hair because I'm coloring from a whole range of colors that really don't go together and they could create a real big muddy mess. The purples obviously can blend together, but when you're going from blue to brown or a teal to brown, it can get kind of ugly. So unfortunately I missed that, but as you could see there, I was able to make it happen, and mostly because these alcohol markers blend really well together when they are like freshly put down and they are wet. They will push the colors around. You can actually push the brown into the teal and the teal into the brown, and that's pretty much how I got that blend to work. Same with the teal going to the purple. So you just kind of keep working at it to make it blend. And then for this color scheme, I really wanted to go more of a darker color scheme. On the last video I did last week, it was more like the pastels, pinks, some corals, some blues, turquoise, and this one I want to do purple and purple, like a darker teal and a darker pink. So that was kind of my plan for this color scheme, and I do like more of a coral color later on the sewing machine, but for the most part, so I used both, I used both stamp sets in the kit. So stitching whiskers and stitched with Love Meadow, as well as the stencil. So last week you saw me use the stencil to do some stencil pattern on some fabric. I'm going to also do that this week to create the pin cushion with the same fabric, except I'll be using a different color for the stencil part and a lot more of it because I'll need a lot more fabric to create the pin cushion. The reason I decided to put it in a teacup is because I've done this in the past, and I thought it was a really fun thing because, as you see, when I get to that point, putting the teacup in the saucer actually gives you a spot to dump stuff in, like buttons or more needles or things like that. So the teacup was a cute idea, and I also did the colors based on the teacup I used, so I was integrating the same colors into my images as from the teacup. So that was kind of another way to decide what my palette was going to be. Anyway, I thought it was a fun project only because I have quite a bit of sewing history. I do sew. I don't sew on a regular basis, but I have sewed in the past. I've sewed clothes, I've sewn purses, I've sewn curtains. I mean, I've sewn a lot of things in my day, but it kind of is from my childhood also. back in the 80s and 90s, it was always normal for you to have your curtains match the upholstery of your furniture. And so my mom and grandma worked for a local furniture store in our hometown, and they were the people who sewed the curtains for the customers. So the customer would come into the store, they would order their furniture, pick out their curtains, and then my mom and grandma would sew them. So my grandma had a workshop on her property, and after school every day my mom would take me over there while they finished up the day of sewing. And so I was around sewing quite a bit. So I remember I don't know if I remember so much sewing as a kid, but more so playing with all the scrap fabric and stepping on a lot of needles in their workshop, making a lot of little skirts that I could just cut a hole out and put around my waist, and stuff like that. So sewing, I do have my fair share of sewing experiences, and I do enjoy it. I will say the part I don't enjoy is the sewing machine itself. I don't know why, but the sewing machine is always out to get you, and that bobbin sure has a mind of its own, and that's usually what gets me with sewing. The bobbin runs out always in the middle of your project, or it totally jams up. So I don't sew all that often, but I have absolutely no problem sewing. So anyways, I really enjoyed this collection because it is so sewing based, and I have a history with sewing. Like I said, it's not something I do every day. I'm not a quilter. I don't, but I do know how to quilt. I have quilted squares. In fact, I have quilted squares for Halloween with a friend who is an actual quilter, and she and I traded squares, and then we have we did like a table runner of these witch hats that we then traded each other some, and so it's kind of like a combination little project we did that we get to share forever. So I do enjoy things like that. So my coloring, back to that, I've got all my coloring done, and then as I always do, line work, put some flowers on. I wanted her shorts to be like corduroy. That's why I got the stripes on it. I tried that last week with the other shorts and it didn't work. So this time I think it worked a lot better. And then I did color these off camera. These are other parts of the stamp set. And I just stuck with the same color scheme for all of the coloring. So all the same colors are throughout the whole project. And then this is from the other stamp set as well. And that, I colored that cat to look like my cat B. We actually lost her this year, earlier in the year. She had cancer. And so every cat that I see that is white with the pink nose and pink ears just reminds me of her. Even though she had these gray spots all over her, but that always reminds me of her. So I colored this cat in to represent my cat B. So I just go ahead and cut these out. I just do some fussy cutting to cut these out, and then we're gonna start working on the fabric that we're gonna make our pincushion with. So this is the same fabric I used last week, except I'm going to use a much bigger section of it, and I'm going to use a different color for the inking. You could iron this for sure if you really wanted to, but I didn't want to, and so I didn't. And it really didn't make any difference in the end, so because you're pulling it pretty tight and filling it with stuffing, and it kind of just like straightened itself out. So I'm just gonna use some distress ink. I think this is the I can't remember, it's like the jam one, what is it called? I'll have to look it up, but it's the purple one. You can see that. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it's the pretty standard purple one. I'm going to cut it into a circle, which I had no measurements going on here. There was no plan for this. There was no pattern to do, nothing like that. I just know I needed it to be a circle, and it's actually more of an oval. And then I'm going to just do a quick stitch around the edge. I did only poke myself one time, so that's an accomplishment. And I'm going to just sew around it, and then I'm going to pull it tight once I put the stuffing in there. I didn't want to use the stuffing I had because I would have needed a lot of it because of the type I had. So this is actually quilt batting that I just folded up and shoved in there. So anything can work for this. And then I just kind of tried to sew it so that it would not unravel. So pretty simple, nothing fancy. It really doesn't look that spectacular, but it was too big, so I probably should have measured something as far as the circle size was concerned, but I just put a rubber band on it and tightened it right up. And then I used my hot glue gun to put it into the cup. I would think the hot glue is gonna hold because it's not metal and it's not plastic or anything like that, so I think the hot glue will hold, but time will tell. And if it doesn't, then I'll just, put some other stuff in there. I'm using E6000 to glue it to the saucer, as well as my the Gorilla Super Glue. I like E6000 for longevity, and I like the Gorilla Super Glue for quick adhesion, because I don't got time to wait for glue to dry, and so that just helps it to stick down while the other glue is drying. These are some straight pins that I got from Hobby Lobby. They are humongous. I don't know what sizes or anything like that. It didn't really matter for any real sewing. It just mattered that they had some thickness to them and they were big so that they would hold my colorings. And then because metal and hot glue don't like each other, I did put some more of the Gorilla Glue down, then hot glue, and then I took a piece of the pattern paper from the collection, the Lovely as a Rose pattern paper, and I just hole punched some pieces, and then I put them on the back to kind of bond the hot glue and the needle and all the things together so that they would stay on. At least that's my plan, and so far it has held up, so I'm sticking to the plan. So I do that pretty much with all of my colorings, and I have different size needles here, and so I just kind of pick which item I want to go on which needle, which one needs to be longer, which one needs to be shorter, and that's kind of just my plan here. And I do have quite a fear of needles now, because our cat we have now, when he was a baby, he got sick and we didn't know why or what was wrong, so we took him to emergency vet, and he had swallowed one of my sewing needles and the thread, and so he had to have emergency surgery after that to get it out, and hoping he hadn't punctured his intestines or stomach, and it was very expensive and traumatizing. And so when I have needles out, they are within view at all times, and as soon as I am done with them, they go right back into the sewing machine cabinet. They do not get to stay out because he is an orange cat, and orange cats are mischievous, and I don't want to experience that again. So this pin cushion is actually in a cabinet right now. because I can't even leave it out as a decoration because I don't want him to get into it. But it's still in one of my cabinets with glass, so I can still see it. But I think the project came out really well. I am very pleased with this project. It is super fun to me. It's obviously, I mean, it is a functioning pincushion. You can definitely use it, but I won't be using it. It's just going to be a decoration for me. I have my own teacup pincushion that I made years ago that actually has Star Wars material with like lace and ribbons and all kinds of other stuff. So anyway, this is a decoration for my craft room because it's perfect for my craft room, but I also really thought it came out well. And then, like I said, what's neat about this pincushion is that I go and I get a bunch of buttons from my stash, as well as the buttons that come with this kit if you are a subscriber, and I glue those to the saucer just to give them some more character as a decoration. But if you were to use it in real time, real place, you could put anything you want in that saucer while it holds your pins. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this project, and if you did, please like and subscribe. Check out the end of the video where I have all the details about this monthly crew kit and the subscription or just purchasing it. So check it all out there, what comes with the kit and so forth. And like I said, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!